Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is June 25th, 2026. 5:44 a.m. Just got off work. I'm off today. I was supposed to be off yesterday, but honestly, I felt pretty good. I slept for 4 hours. A weed-eated mode, did dishes. Cleaned out my car to get it junked and taken off, and I don't know where I got this burst of energy from, but I ain't bitching. I did 4 podcasts yesterday, and so this is my first one for today. I swear, dude, the only thing I've been doing, I haven't been doing anything different, is drinking less, and drinking coffee. That's about it. um, I think that's about it for an update. Let me go ahead and plug my stuff real quick and we'll get on with the show. No intro music. Sammy's asleep. Today we're gonna call around, get the Cadillac towed off. Hopefully make some money off that. Usually you make around $300, which I just spent $3,500, so that'll be nice. And I've already heard people say, hey, well, you should part it out. I don't have time to sit here and part it out, dude. I don't have the time. And my dad was not very mechanical. So, like, what do you want me to do? Like, sit here and pull this car apart? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. And it's not worth trying to resell. It literally, the transmission went out and they wanted $8,000 for a new transmission. Like, it's a piece of junk. Sorry, I've just had this conversation with a bunch of people and it's like, bro, don't get me started. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you want to donate to the channel, Conspiracy Corner Podcast sticker, I will send you this for free. These things are durable as hell. My wife has one on a coffee mug. I have one on my old car. It's been rained on, poured on, snowed on, sunshine on. Thing held up. Her coffee mug's been washed 1,000 times. It's held up. And you will also get a Conspiracy Corner bookmark, and I will sign the bookmark. Who knows? One day I may be famous. If you don't want it signed, you can hit me up through the comment section of Buy Me a Coffee. Buymeacoffee.com. It's in the link below if you would like to donate to the channel. So, let's see what the first story is, because I've got, well, tons of stories, tons of things to talk about. I wanted to talk about this because I just found out about this a day or two ago, and we've been covering CERN quite a bit throughout the years. We need to, honestly, what I'm going to do, so last night on break at work, I started a new playlist, a Peter Thiel Palantir. It's all one title. Peter Thiel, Palantir, dialogue. So anything related to those 3 subjects, basically Peter Thiel is going to be under that playlist. I started a new playlist, a Native American playlist, because I have quite a few Native American episodes as far as like old Native American myths, Native American ghost stories, because I'm Native American, I'm Blackfoot and Kiowa. So go check out those 2 new playlists if you're on YouTube. And you haven't, if those are certain subjects you are interested in. So I'm going to have to start a CERN playlist because we've covered CERN throughout the years. This podcast has been going 7 years strong now, I believe. So yeah. CERN here recently is shutting down. I think the last time we covered CERN was earlier this year. So let's talk about that for a second. Let's kind of recap that. You can go ahead and check that episode out if you want. I don't remember what it's titled, but it'll be in the CERN playlist. Earlier this year, they literally were playing out. They were playing out literally the script of Angels and Demons. They were somehow contained dark matter, I believe it was, and they were transferring it. And luckily nothing happened, but a part of me was like, isn't this literally the script of like Angels and Demons? And you guys know how I feel about predictive programming, revelation of the method, and I'm an occultist. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I study and practice the occult. So in the occult, we have this thing called lesser magic, which is basically, if I tell you I'm going to poke you in the eye, and you go, ah ha ha ha, you're so funny, that's such a funny joke, and then I poke you in the eye and you go, oh, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? I told you I was going to poke you in the eye. Well, I thought you were just joking, you know? I have no karmic repercussion as far as the belief in lesser magic. Now, do I practice and believe lesser magic? No. The elites do, though. And it doesn't matter what you and me believe, they believe it. It doesn't matter even if it's true, because I, in my heart of hearts, do not believe that putting something in a movie is warning us. So now, we don't, now the elites have no karmic repercussion, because it's like, no, you literally labeled the movie as fiction, or the book as fiction, you know. That's the key word, fiction, meaning it's fake. But these psychopaths, they have all these weird rules they have to abide by. So that was the last time we covered CERN, was they were moving dark matter, not black matter. I want to say black matter, but dark matter from one location to another was the last time we covered CERN. Now I've heard they are shutting it down. So, first reaction was like, yay! You know, because we get put down so goddamn much in this community, as far as the conspiracy community. I don't call it the truth community, because we are psyoped so much that there's times that I probably put out false info. And I probably didn't even know that I was partaking in a psyop. You know, I used to be a Q-tard. I've made my mistakes. You know who else did? William Cooper. Like, the greatest conspiracy radio broadcaster ever. So if he can fuck up and admit to psyops, I fell for QAnon, you know. That's why I don't call it the truth community, because we are literally reading articles, watching videos, you know. There's probably things, I'm sure you could pull up episodes of where I've said something that was completely false. Did I intentionally lie to you? No. I've never intentionally lied to my audience. But it just happens, because it's psyop on psyop on psyop. As Sam Tripoli says, it's psyop season. What was I saying, though? So, CERN is shutting down. Oh, yeah. So, my first reaction was literally like, yay, we win one for once. And then I heard, they said, oh, it's not permanently. We're not permanently shutting down. We are doubling the size of CERN. And I went, oh. And they said it'll be up and running by 2030. When is the Great Reset? Like, their final date, you know, that they want? I believe it's 2029 or 2030, I believe, ain't it? Agenda 2030. Yeah, Agenda 2030, yeah. So, the Great Reset, World Economic Forum, Santa Klaus Schwab. I think it's a new guy now. It's that dude with the fucked up eye, the CEO of Nestle. Looks like a James Bond villain. So, the new CERN will be, they're doing construction on it. That's why it's getting shut down. And they're actually, I've heard, doubling the size. And it will be done by 2030. I just think that it's weird that it's lining up with 2030. And for some reason, these elites are obsessed with 2030. And it makes me wonder, what the fuck is going to happen in 2030? Why are they so stressed out? Why are they so paranoid that we have to get this done by 2030? Because I'm an old school conspiracy theorist. My dad was a conspiracy theorist. I grew up in a conspiracy theorist family. So I've already been like half awake since the day I was born. I truly woke up in like 2012, when I had a UFO experience. That blew my fucking mind, and that's when like it literally kicked me off into the, that's when I can say I truly like red pilled, you know. Man, my nose is congested this morning. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sure you all hear me wheezing over here. That and I'm short of breath, man. I need some Flonase. What was I saying though? Jesus Christ. I'm lacking oxygen up my brain. I can't breathe. Hang on. Let me recap. I remember now. And the point I was trying to make is I don't remember in the old school conspiracy days of like whenever back in the day, like we all kind of knew that like the Illuminati, lizard people, Freemasons, whatever the fuck you want to call them, the cabal, the elites, the bad guys. Let's just keep it simple, stupid. Like the bad guys. I always knew that the bad guys were trying to take over the world and, you know, all that jazz. Kill us all, you know, Antichrist, whatever. Dystopian future. But I felt like back in the day, it was just a conspiracy. Now the conspiracy is mainstream, and I feel like they're all rushing now. And the public can see like that it's literally psyops, you know, and that conspiracy theories have become mainstream now. In a way, I'm happy, but in a way, I'm kind of like, well, damn, where's my roses? You know, I've been fighting this fight forever, and they're like, so what do we do now? And I'm like, it might be too late. You know, I tried to wake you up in like 2014, and might be a little too late. You know, I think they might have won. But 2030, they are obsessed with that. The only thing I can think is like occultically, like numerology wise, it's a 32 that's inverted. Skull and Bones, 322, 32nd degree Freemasonry. That's the only thing that I can think of. Besides that, I have no clue why they're obsessed with 2030. Maybe shit hits the fan for them and they gotta pull it off before then. Maybe it's like the end of Satan's little season or something. So the era of High Lumai, IFL Science takes an exclusive look into the future of CERN's Large Hadron Collider ahead of massive upgrade. The Large Hadron Collider, the world's foremost particle accelerator, is CERN's pride and joy. This instrument has pushed the envelope on particle physics, delivering the long-sought evidence of the existence of the Higgs boson in 2012. From June 29th, 2012, that's the year I woke up. That was the year of the Mayan calendar ending. That's the year the Mandela effect started, because I remember looking at the Fruit Loops cereal box in 2012 in Dollar General. I'll never forget this shit, with my ex-wife, and going, when did they start spelling Fruit Loops with F-R-O-O-T? And she went, huh, that is weird. And she said, well, maybe they're doing it for like a promotional thing. I said, yeah, I guess. And I had this uneasy feeling, and then I just kept walking with the shopping cart. It was just like, huh, okay. And I didn't even know about Mandela effect at the time. We didn't have internet. We lived out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt. No internet. We didn't know about this shit. I wasn't fully awake then. And then when I found out about it, that memory flashed back to me. I just had this uneasy feeling, and like God tapping on my shoulder when I seen that Fruit Loop box in 2012. And God was just kind of like, remember this. Remember this. You don't understand now, but you will later. The LHC has been turned off for its third long shutdown. Things are about to change dramatically. Oh, wow. Let's get... Yeah, you're being dramatic with your writing. That sounds very dark. But this is the third shutdown. I don't think I covered the first or second shutdown. This one I wanted to cover just because I found that interesting, that it's shutting down on 2030, Well, till 2030, and they're upgrading it and making it even bigger. So actually, since I'm promoting those episodes on YouTube, my previous CERN episode, go check that episode out. Look at my comment section, dude. For some reason, I don't know if these people work for CERN, because there's a weird exchange that I had with, first of all, I very rarely do I get this from people of like, that wasn't even one of my hardcore episodes, honestly. That was just kind of like here's an episode, I'm just reporting on shit. Because you guys know me, when I get fired up and start yelling and shit, it wasn't even one of those like fire and brimstone episodes. I was just talking about it. And I had two little smartasses that came up in my comment section. And I've gotten to the point where I've gotten older, I kill them with kindness. So one guy says, you clearly don't know what CERN's about. And by the way, these aren't actual words. I want you to go and look these comments up. It's crazy. Because I was trying to get an interview with this guy. He said, you clearly, along the lines of this, you clearly don't know what this is about. And then he started talking with another guy, and he's like, he just doesn't get it, does he? He doesn't know what we are doing here with CERN. Something along those lines. And I said, oh, you work for CERN? And I said, if you do, I would like to interview you. And I got like no response from then on. It was insane, because it's like, dude, if you work for CERN, I would love to have you on the podcast. And by the way, this isn't the type, I'm not the type of interviewer who's going to sit here and just, ha ha ha, now that you're on the show, and just be a dick to you. I'm not going to be a fucking asshole. I'm just going to honestly ask you like simple questions of like what's going on, like, I'm gonna bring up a lot of conspiracy shit, don't get me wrong, but I want you to speak to me in layman's terms, and I'm gonna be nice to you and polite to you. And unless you step across the line and be a dick to me, I'm gonna be cool to you. Until then, I'm not gonna be cool, But yeah, he never responded after that, because I was just like, he was being a dick, like real passive aggressive in the comments, and I was just kind of like, yeah, like, come on the show. You act like you work for CERN. You're hinting that you work for CERN. They don't understand what we are doing here. Oh, you're a scientist. Okay, that works at a Large Hadron Collider. Okay, come on the show. Crickets. I love these little demons. I love these little demons. Because when you run across a demon and you show them love, it actually hurts them more than when you show them hate. Long Shutdown 3 will last for 4 years, and it will feature some major works. This includes dismantling a small portion of 27 kilometers, which is a 16.7 mile long ring that will make up LHC. So they're dismantling one of the rings. By the way, those rings make a 666. Look at the map. It's fucking insane. And I'm not even going to delve into all the fucking weird ceremonies and mock sacrifices they do, you know. I'm sure you guys have seen all of those weird videos. And the goal is simple: to massively increase the number of collisions happening in the particle accelerator. There you go. So you guys think that we live in a crazy timeline. And by the way, I agree with you. Things have been weird as fuck for a while now. And it just gets weirder and weirder. It's like the Chinese curse of may you live in strange and interesting times. And I have a theory that CERN has caused a lot of that shit. I believe wholeheartedly in the Mandela effect. I know I'm from an old reality. I have literally 95% of the old memories. So I know this isn't my original reality. So they're going to increase the number of collisions. So let's say the Mandela effect was caused by one of the collisions that they were doing. They're going to double down on that. So if you guys think it's weird now in 2026, it's going to get even weirder, dude. I'm going to wake up with tits or something, and I'm going to be like, I don't remember being a girl. It's like my wife's gonna be like, you were always a girl, remember, we're lesbians. What? I guess I jumped into a new reality. The High Luminosity Large Hadron Collider, or simply High Lumi, is going to be this new exciting phase of LHC. Luminosity in this case stands for particle collisions per second. The number of collisions is expected to more than double, leading to new insights into fundamental physics. And by the way, they even admitted that if we create dark matter, we could possibly create a black hole. And it's like, they even said this and admitted this. We could possibly create a black hole. And I'm not a science genius, but I do know that black holes literally suck in whatever's around it. And it's like, why would you want to create a black hole in our realm, whether you believe the earth is flat or round, on this terrain? Why would you want to do that? That's kind of retarded. So, quote, "It is an exciting time for CERN. The long shutdown number 3 will start very soon, and transitioning from the current Large Hadron Collider to its massively upgraded version, the High Luminosity, the LHC, will bring invigorating possibilities for our research." Dr. Gautier Hamel du Montchelnault, CERN Director for Research and Computing, told IFL Science. Quote, we will be able to maximize the performance of the accelerator, generating more data with the run of high luminosity LHC than what we generated with all 3 runs of LHC combined. A lot of work has already gone into preparing for this major upgrade, from designing new magnets for the accelerator to build the above ground and the underground structures necessary to deliver this upgrade. IFL Science visited the various facilities preparing for High Lumi. Once we found the Higgs particle, I'm guessing, Dr. Oliver Bruning stated, CERN director for accelerators and technology told us during the visit, the immediate question was, how can we sustain the performance of the LHC for a very long time period? See, there's always a little bit of light within the darkness. Give me just a second. Because you see, even these science geeks argue with each other. Like, there's an actual quote from Stephen Hawkins. And by the way, he was on the Epstein list. He was a scumbag. But the same people who stand up for CERN will quote Stephen Hawkins and talk to you like you're an ignorant idiot. And Stephen Hawkins was like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, we could possibly destroy all of reality by doing this. Obviously, he said it like, you know. But, what was I saying though? It, oh yes, where they say that they have to shut it down because here's the thing about CERN. They keep having to shut it down over and over again. And every single time they do like a collision, well, I can't say every single time, but like a majority of the times that they do these like collisions, when they turn CERN on, it breaks. Not saying that they're not successfully colliding shit. I mean, they created dark matter and apparently contained it and transferred it. We covered that the last CERN episode. If what they're saying is all true, it could be chest pump fear-mongering propaganda. Who the fuck knows? We're in the season of psyops, you know. The machine breaks, and I ain't gonna lie, every time it breaks down, I go, yes, yay, maybe we can have like 3 or 4 more years of just sanity and a normal life, you know, as normal as it can get, you know. But they always fix it, and they always get it up and running again. So next time they're gonna fire it off, it sounds like, is in 4 years. So maybe, and I'm trying to be optimistic. I know that it's a fool's errand, because life, it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. It seems like every day it's just getting crazier. I've gotten to the point I just laugh now. I literally just laugh. Like, they could literally, the U.S. government could come out tomorrow and be like, yeah, we have a secret army of Sasquatches that have been in deep underground military bases, and we've been keeping that a secret from you now, but now we're telling the truth. Yeah, I would literally read that story and go, and just laugh. Because it's like, we've gotten what? We've gotten Epstein files that the elites who run the world eat and rape children. And they just admitted to it. No one's doing anything about it. We've gotten all the UFO disclosure. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And like, it's just like, I think everybody's just to the point of like, yeah, whatever. It's, yeah, like, okay. But maybe, since they're not going to fire it off until 2030, maybe we can have a chill period, like a season of peace and enjoying life. Maybe. Come on, Matt. Come on, will it with me. Will it with me. You do that voodoo that you do so well. Come on. Come on. Say a little prayer, light a little candle, something. Can we hope? Can we have this small win that CERN is shutting down for 4 years? I hope so. So, the idea of such an upgrade, Bruning explained, was set forth before the Large Hadron Collider was even turned on. It pays to be prepared in the particle physics world. The discovery of the Higgs strengthens the motivations for this. Halloumi is expected to deliver about 380 million Higgs bosons, compared with roughly 55 million Higgs bosons produced so far. So it's going to literally, let's just round up, 400 and it was doing 50 before. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's gonna like quadruple its power, dude. I'm not the best at math, but so when they turn it back on in 2030, it's gonna be like quadruple powered. It'll be fun. Love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. And let's see if those ghouls come back again. And tell me how ignorant I am. Love y'all.